Well, hello and welcome to another episode of Paranormals TV. All right. Well, listen, the studio is going to be kind of empty tonight, but you know what? I got my sidekick by my side. This heartbeat of the South and every beat of my heart. My son, Tim Aragon.
Hey,
Hey,
mom,
Tim, how you
hey,
doing?
how's
All
everybody
right.
doing?
All right. Yay. That's right, Tim. Okay. So, I've got a couple of articles that I'm going to talk about tonight.
Okay.
Um, let's see. I'm trying to make sure I got all of them up. I don't want to lose anything. All right, okay, that's one. Okay, that's one. Okay, I've lost one page, so I'll be talking about two articles tonight
Okay.
until I can go back and find the other ones. I might can find it during the break. So, um, oh, damn out here. I'm trying to get the studio. I thought I had everything ready, but all this copy and paste kind of just gets me off. I gotta let people know what they're watching. And it's of course it's at the top. That's right. I forgot about that. All right then. There we go. All right. Let me get this pasted in here. Welcome everybody to the show. Okay. All right. So tonight, Paris Paranormal. I think we was off last week, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. I see the chat is coming up on your face. The chat screen. Oh, it's gone now. Maybe I'm just seeing it in the studio. Okay. No
Probably
problem.
so.
Okay, no worries, no worries at all. All right then. So let's find out what's been going on. Well, the latest thing that I saw, um, you think about paranormals, um, and you don't think about games, right?
Yeah.
But guess what? In 2026 is a paranormal game coming. That so I guess we kind of like started the show just about the right time. Cause that'll be 2 years away.
Yeah.
Thank you all. We got 19 that's in right now. Coming in. Hello, Sandra. Thank you so much for watching. Yeah, we're been live for a few minutes and had 19 in. There's Sandra. Hi, Sandra. How are you doing?
Hey,
Thanks so much for
Sandra.
joining us. Yeah, I know the gamers want to be here, and I really wanted them to hear this tonight. But 31 of you have joined us now so far, so thank you so much. And we're live for only about 6 minutes, so keep it coming. 45,
Mhm.
we're up to 45. Thank y'all so much for watching. Listen, I'm gonna share the screen with y'all so y'all can see about this new game. This is fantastic. I never would thought that they would have come up with a paranormal game, but they did. All right. So here we go. All right. There is a paranormal activity game coming. Wow. I was just looking at the jump and we got 92 that's coming in to watch us. So thank y'all so much. Let me go ahead and make sure y'all get that in. So let everybody that on the other platforms know how many are with us. Okay. And in 2026, and they say that this game might actually be good. Hmm. All right then. I don't see my I see Twitch. Okay. I don't see all of our channels in here. I don't know why they're not connected. They were connected and they went away. Oh, wait a minute. My bad. My bad, y'all. Then scroll down far enough. Did I? Yeah, I did. Okay. Where's TPS? TPS Productions. Where are you? Come on now. LIVE. Okay, I'm gonna get to it in just a minute, y'all. I'm gonna hit this again so I can make sure all of our platforms are in here. Hmm. Only two of them coming up. Hmm. Okay, well, don't worries. No worries. With 92. Okay, now with the 116. Thank you. So there's this paranormal activity game that's coming 2026 2 years away, and it might actually be good. The maker of the mortuary assistant is working on the found footage style project. Hmm. Paranormal activity. All right. So let's see what they're talking about. See if I can put this in. Go ahead and click on this and see what we're gonna be looking at. All right. From Brian Clarke, a non-virtual reality paranormal activity game, creator of the mortuary assistant. Here we go. Oh, that's all it was. It wasn't much.
Oh,
So it's now in development. And am I echoing Tim?
no,
Tim,
no,
am I echoing? Okay, great.
no, you're not.
All right. So this says
No, you're
one of
not.
the most great, one of the most successful horror movie franchises of the last 20 years. Um, let me get this back. There we go. It's coming to a gaming system near you. Twitch. Did y'all hear that? Coming to a gaming system near you. All right. They might not see it now, but they'll be back and they'll check it out. Uh, Paramount, and we know that Paramount is really a great um,
Brand.
yeah, production brand name. Yeah. They've teamed up with DreadXP and DarkStone Digital and developer Brian Clarke to create Paranormal Activity. The horror game is slated to hit multiple platforms in 2026. The title suggests that the game will use the found footage format of the movies. Details are otherwise slim for now, though Paranormal Activity found footage will feature what's said to be an advanced haunt system. Thank you for 161 of you. Stay tuned because this is interesting, okay? It will dynamically change the intensity um, and kinds of scares that players will face based on their actions. Several other games have used a dynamic scare system, including Don't Scream, an early access title that picked up some buzz a few months ago. So it'll be interesting to see how Dogstone Digital uses that here. It says Clark previously created uh, the well-reviewed first-person horror game, The Mortuary Assistant. My latest project is a paranormal activity game. I am beyond excited to be doing this, he says, as I have loved this series from the very beginning and it heavily shaped my style of horror. All right, so Tim,
Yes,
question. Have you seen Mortuary Assistant?
I have not.
No, I haven't either, but I'm gonna be looking for it tomorrow. I thought, like, really, now this is really cool, right? Um, it's gotta be good if they're adapting the game from it. So, I'm gonna be looking for it over the next few days. Probably this weekend, I might locate it, and then we can I'll let you know if I where I find it. Of course,
Okay.
you can look for it too. The mortuary assist. Um, but anyway, we like the horror movies and things and games and things. And I've been watching a lot of paralegal series and weird series like the
Mm-hmm.
Grimm, and then I've been watching some British series. Um, and there was another series I can't think of the name of it now, but it seems like these weird things happen. A lot of them right here that the storylines are based upon
Yeah.
happens right here in the United States in a state called Oregon. Did you know that there is supposedly a dimensional portal in the state of Oregon.
Of Oregon.
Oregon.
Oh no, I didn't know it was one there, but I am aware of them being around.
Okay, I'm gonna share another screen. We're gonna share some more information with them. This is called the Oregon Vortex, and I'm gonna see if I can make this bigger. I hope it doesn't mess up my. Um, There we go. The Oregon Vortex. Okay. And I'm getting this from Wikipedia, so it's got to be true, right? Coming from Wikipedia is the free encyclopedia. I can remember when we used to have to look stuff up in books. Okay. Everybody knows how old I am. I don't mind telling. Okay. But anyhow, the Oregon Vortex, and it's the location in the United States of Oregon, and it's a roadside attraction that opened up to tourists in 1930. It's located on Sardine Creek, hmm, in Gold Hill, Oregon. Gold Hill, wow, in the United States. It consists of a number of interesting effects. Um, they say which are gravity hill optical illusions. But the attractive proprietors suppose that these are the result of paranormal properties. Oh, somebody joined the screen. Oh no, that's okay. That's just the other screen. Okay, I got someone that joined the studio.
uh,
Said that he says that they are paranormal properties of the area. All right, House of Mystery entrance. So it says local legend supposedly states that prior to any construction in this area, Native Americans in the area refer to the site as a forbidden land, and travelers passing through would often find their horses refusing to go in through the area. And the story is that a gold essay, what they call essay office, that's where they used to measure gold. The miners would mine the gold, and bring it into the essay office, built much like kind of an old-fashioned Western post office, sort of like. And they would have these scales where they would weigh the nuggets of gold for the miners that had found these gold, and they would tell them how much it was worth, and they would pay them. That's where they would sell their gold. It's called an essay office, but it's spelled Assay, essay, but it's pronounced essay like a school essay office. And so office was built in the area in 1904 by the old Gray Eagle Mining Company, which slid from its foundation in the early teens, coming to rest at an odd angle. However, the building conforms to other purpose-built distorting rooms or crazy houses, such as the Santa Cruz Mystery Spot in 1914. The outpost and the essay house were rediscovered by a prospector named William McCullough. McCullough convinced his friend, geologist and engineer John Lister, to come to the U.S. from his birthplace in Alva, Scotland. Lister says he researched the paranormal phenomena of the so-called 165-foot magnet radius, 165 feet. And so they say that what happens is odd angles create an illusion of objects seemingly to be rolling uphill. And they said this is due to the vortex, and um, they got that I know, well, they got a whole lot of stuff in here, but they noted that similar illusions, including a whole lot of other things that they list, also describe the Oregon vortex, the House of Mysteries, as an optical illusion in 1998. using photography and mathematics to describe the illusion. So Oregon vortex is also famous, it says, for height change. it, it says as the apparent relative height of two people varies depending on where each stands, the explanation of the strange phenomena is that they are caused by optical illusions. Distorted backgrounds happen or can be seen that induce a forced perspective, as with Ames Room. The Oregon site also exhibits phenomena similar to those perceived by visitors at the mystery spot located outside of St. Enos in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. So that just we just found out that there's another vortex in Michigan, and I didn't know about these things. So it's funny to find out. Uh, I mean, that's kind of like an indication and giving us some clues as to how to spot a portal if something looks optical illusion, like something looks crooked. If you see some landscape or something and it's crooked when it looked like it should be straight, what do you think, Tim?
Well, here's the part that's missing that makes me raise a question mark about it.
Hmm.
Um, Usually, the government comes in and takes over areas like that. If it was truly with portals, they take over it. That it doesn't matter who land or property it is. They deem it as a um, national security.
Really?
Yeah,
Well,
they
this it still exists as a tourist attraction.
no. What I'm saying, if it was actual portals,
Oh, if it was actual, oh, if it was true.
if it was
I got you
true,
saying it now.
the
Yeah.
government would come in and take over. They would
Yeah.
deem it as national security.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about it that way. So people are really just wasting their money if they
Yeah,
go and see that, huh?
pretty much.
That's funny. I never thought about it. I'm pretty sure that the government knows where
Yeah,
all of them are
yeah, and
in the
and,
United
and
States.
it may
But
be.
what if there is some that they don't know about yet?
I was just going to say that it probably is some that they don't know about.
Hmm.
Uh, but as soon as as soon as the people expose it, whoever run across it,
Yeah,
it'll be taken over. It won't
yeah,
stay that way for long. I don't
yeah,
believe now.
yeah. It's kind of like in England, when the um people with those metal detectors,
Hmm.
search the all the England lands, England, Sweden,
Yeah,
Norway, all
yeah,
those lands like where the Vikings existed, and the kings and the queens and
yeah,
the knights roamed the territory, the crusaders and all that.
yeah.
We are those people when those metal detectors when they find bones or something like that, they do. I think it's the law that they're required to contact the city or the county or the municipality or whatever to let them know,
Hmm.
and then they will, tape it off as an
Yeah,
archaeology site, and then they do start digging as an archaeological dig when they find these unusual things.
yeah,
But you know what has always fascinated me were the circles, the crop circles.
yeah.
Now, how do you explain those? What do you think about the crop circles, Tim?
Well, they supposedly came up with an explanation for it.
What was it?
I
Do
can't
you remember?
recall. I can't
Okay.
recall what it
Well,
was.
I know they showed one hoax. I mean, I know it's been a lot of hoax, but they did show one um hoax what that some two Englishmen had done. It showed them in the night where they were took like a hay thing and they were rolling it around like two of them in the nighttime,
Yeah.
and they supposedly somebody had them on camera. They were showing them, and they showed what it looked like that day, that morning, what it actually looked like. It might have been an actual crop circle. But when I saw that, I was like, my thing is like this. All right, so how did anybody have drones, spy drones, going around the wheat field at night, the crop field at nighttime, and happen to spot these two men if they weren't just, you know, planning it themselves, to film themselves doing it.
Yeah.
And I guess that maybe they were filming themselves to prove that crop circles was a hoax. Once
Yeah.
it got declared that it looked like they were real, maybe.
Yeah, but here's the thing about it. These crop circles will happen. We're talking maybe within a 10 to 12 hour period, uh, from from night to dawn. I mean to
Hmm.
dusk.
Hmm.
Um, I honestly believe it's the fellows in the sky that's doing it. They know it. Everybody know it now.
Yeah.
Things are starting to get exposed, especially within this year 2024. I was just looking at some other information, and it's a whole lot of things that are coming. They say this is the youth. I mean, this is the year of unveiling the truth,
Hmm.
and certainly thus far it has proven itself from the start. It's starting out to be that way. Because I reason why I say that is because if you look at different sightings of different things that are going on in the skies.
Hmm.
Where they used to could hide that from us, they can't
Hmm.
hide it anymore, and it's
Hmm.
happening all over the world.
Hmm.
So they're losing the control that they once had. They don't have that anymore. That's not an option.
Yeah. Yeah. They losing control over all the
Yeah,
secrets now.
yeah,
No matter what it is, whether it be science, paranormal
yeah.
activity, politics, crime, it doesn't matter.
Right.
All of the secrets are visible now, coming out.
Hmm.
Um, and the some of the background on the crop circles is that it's been going on for a long time, but um, I guess nobody ever believed the people or the farmers, or took the time to even go out and film it or look at it and inspect it and things like that before, like the 2000s, right? And I think it was about probably after the millennium is when people began to take an interest in having these things, to be able to do documentaries on them, just like Paranormal Activity. Look how famous it has gotten now, gotten so famous that they want to get to the new generation
Mm.
of gamers, you know. So the Paranormal Activity must exist. It's kind of
Right.
like the commercial, the Christmas commercial about Santa Claus and M&Ms.
Yeah, they
They
do exist.
they do exist, yeah.
Now,
So go ahead.
I had I ran across something about a week ago.
Hmm.
They say this guy came up missing. But
Mm.
what he filmed was he opened up a portal in his bedroom,
Oh my goodness.
and he was using frequencies. He was using
Mm.
certain frequencies.
Yeah.
Uh, and he videoed himself doing it, and they say the guy is has been missing. He was never seen again.
Well,
Uh,
I believe that because sound is very powerful,
yeah,
and and how do I say, it's powerful but yet discreet. And the reason why I say that is because certain frequency waves cannot be heard by the human ear, but can be heard by animals,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so it's like, well, when the people see the spaceships, and the spacecraft that comes to visit the skies, they say they always silent, because I know the one that I saw, it was silent, it was huge, and something that huge was supposed to be making some kind of noise. Not a sound.
Yeah.
I mean, not a sound. It was almost like I couldn't even hear the traffic
Yeah.
of the cars passing by.
Yeah.
Um, and so what frequency, you have to ask yourself what frequency and how do they use this frequency
Right.
to
And
drown out, any noise.
yeah, and it actually led me to something else. I guess I kind of went down a little rabbit hole,
That's
but
fine. Come on, let's go.
I found it it was so interesting. You remember how the church bells would ring,
Yeah,
Liberty bells would ring,
yeah,
but if you look nowadays, they all are cracked or they don't ring anymore. And
yeah.
so it came out that the facts were coming out that by a town or a city listening to those bells, their body was to healing themselves. They weren't dealing with as much sickness and illness, and they come to find out it was the frequencies of the bells. So nowadays,
Wow.
yeah. So nowadays, if you look around, they don't do that anymore. They don't ring
And what I wonder why.
because of the frequency that it was putting out.
But I mean, I wonder why they don't do it anymore.
Because it takes away from farmer. It'll take you away from farmer. It'll take you away from your primary care doctor. It
Yeah,
costs the money.
that's a good point, Tim.
Yeah,
Oh, maybe we should just buy our own bells, huh?
I thought about that.
Well, I gotta tell you though, there's gotta be something about those bells because I remember I used to have, and somebody stole it. I know who actually stole it, my ex-husband, because he knew I loved it so much. But I had purchased before, way before when I was single, I had purchased this a string of garland that had bells in it, and it played like 12 Christmas songs with bells.
Yeah,
And I bought that at like it was a store that used to be here, uh Tallheimers. When we used to have the Memphis Mall, uh you might not know, you was a little boy. But anyhow, this store Tallheimers was, they would sell uh expensive and rare things, right? You never, if you bought a dress in Tallahassee, you wasn't gonna ever see it in any other store locally. Okay, I'll
gotcha.
put it that way. And so I bought these bells because when I walked in the store, that was the first thing I heard. I was like, "Where are these bells coming from?" Because it was Christmas, and they had a lot of Christmas decoration up, but it was just the bells. I was drawn to those bells.
Yeah,
Tim, you just pointed something out. I'm gonna buy me some bells
yeah.
and play in the house and try to see if it'll help me.
I'm sure it will.
Now that's a great paranormal experience
Yeah,
to try, experiment to try, isn't it?
it is.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to start looking and see if I can find me a string of bells. Now I'll tell you something else that works the same way, and they're very expensive now, but they used to be cheap. A dome clocks. You can, if you remember, your mom used to have one. It has a glass dome on it and a wooden base. It's a
Yeah,
clock inside, and the little balls go around.
yeah. I remember.
But they also have ones. That one just did the tick tick that I had, but they also have ones that play that has the bell sounds. Now that's what I might could get. I was looking at one on Amazon actually last week, and you know what? It's amazing that you brought that up because I had never mentioned that to you. But I was actually looking at to see how much they cost, and I actually have one saved in my cart that I'm gonna buy one day when I get enough money because it's like 200 and some odd dollars now, but it has the mechanisms that play the bells, and it's great craftsmanship because they don't it doesn't run by battery. You
Right.
don't plug it in. I think it winds. I think you wind it like in the
Yeah.
old fashioned days. But
Yeah.
it does play. It plays bells, and it has this particular one that I have in the car. I think it has 8 or 9 songs, and I think about 3 or 4 of them are Christmas songs,
Mhm.
and then the rest of them are just different other songs. So I probably really need to try to get that um,
Yeah.
really soon.
Also, they do have those frequencies that are on like places like the YouTube and whatnot.
Yeah, but do you trust them? They might be hypnotizing you
I
to
guess you
do
really
something.
can't.
You got, they might be hypnotizing you to go out and shoot guns in the street like these
Yeah,
crazy folk been doing.
it's
Yeah.
definitely a
And then
risk.
when you see them in court, they looking stupid. Like, what happened? What I do? You know,
Yeah, I didn't think about it that way.
I don't listen to white noise like that through no apps.
Yeah.
I don't listen to nothing that I can't touch.
Mm,
Really.
okay.
I mean, except music.
I know what
But
you're
I
talking
mean,
about.
but when you talking about something that's gonna mess with my mind,
Yeah.
uh-uh. I'm not finna use your app for that. Well, you can be, cause they started it a long time ago with the sounds of the rain and the sea and the
Yeah.
stuff.
I use those.
You do.
Yeah, at night.
Sybil does too. Well, you all just go right ahead and use those because I'm finna take a break after that.
All
I'm
right.
not. I'm not listening to those apps. You, y'all stay sane. That's all I gotta say.
I know,
Y'all
right?
stay. We still got 120. Y'all sticking with us, so y'all stay. We'll be back. All right, so I guess we are back. What I've been doing, Tim, I had to go to Amazon and look for the clocks, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna bring it up on the screen and share so I can show the people what I was talking about. Now I think it's the one that I saw, bells right here, rhythm bells. I'm gonna open it in a new window. Let's look at it so we can see. Okay, so this particular clock, and I put in my search dome clock with bell. Now, see, it was list price was $157, and they got it 24% off. I'm gonna enlarge this so y'all can see what I'm saying. This page won't enlarge. What? Can y'all see that? It's
No.
not enlarging, is it?
Mm-mm. We
Well,
can
I
see
wonder
the clock.
why.
That's I
Yeah,
want to
cause I
see.
got it on. Oh, okay. So it's like $129. Maybe what
But
I
when
do.
you come out cheaper though, just to buy the Christmas bells.
Well, I don't just want the Christmas bell.
Okay.
I want
But
to
you don't
play
know what
different
that
songs.
sounds
I
like.
like, uh,
You don't know what that
well,
sounds like.
look, it said, okay, okay, but look at this craftsmanship.
Yeah.
If it let me show y'all the craftsmanship. Oh, by the way, there's a video here too, so I'm gonna play this. Now it's $119, and you don't have to wait. It says joyful Christian bells, musical motion. And it doesn't say Christmas. Let's look at this video, see what the video's saying. Let's look at the video. Listen, can you hear that? Can you hear that?
Mm-mm. Nope.
Okay, I might not have had to. Okay, hold on just a minute. I had to. I didn't have the sound on with it. I got to add the sound to the screen. Okay, I'm gonna bring it up one more time. Now this one was playing. Okay, it's 34 seconds. Let me get back to this video. This it was playing "Oh Holy Night." Can you hear it?
Now, can you hear it?
Yeah. Look at that craftsmanship, man.
Yeah. That's something there.
It's playing "Oh Holy Night,"
I wouldn't
and
want that to
I don't know.
fall.
You wouldn't want what back?
I wouldn't want it to fall,
You,
fall over.
well, I mean, I don't. It's got. Oh no, no, no! You definitely don't want it to fall over, man. You'd have to make sure that it's secure because I mean it would cost you. I mean it'd be a lost investment. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to
Yeah.
close this window out and I can't find it. Hold on, let me get this right here. Yeah, and I think that's what happened actually to my other dome clock that I actually had. I think it got broken, right? But those bells uh do something. It just do something for you. It's just and that's like I said, I was drawn to those bells when I walked in the store.
Yeah.
And instead of me going to look for and get what I actually went to the store to shop for,
You got
I
that.
went looking for those bells. And I
Yeah.
found those bells. And I asked the lady because I was looking around, you know, at all the decorations. I didn't see it because I had no idea what it was. And so I had to ask the saleswoman. And she said, "Oh, they're up here." She showed me where they were on the wall, but they actually had them in a box. She had to go back in the back and get me a box of them. And I
You know,
think back then this had to be 1996,
yeah.
and I actually paid like $199, something like that.
You know something else that I don't see a lot of anymore that I think uh which may have had a similar effect, if not the same.
But
You have them, wind charms.
wind chimes are good, yeah, they do. But the only thing about wind chimes is they only
Um,
work outside.
yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah,
if I and I don't sit out on the porches anymore. It's too
yeah,
dangerous with crime nowadays.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I used to have some. You're right.
yeah.
But that was back in the day when we used to sit on the porch
You're
and be
right.
safe.
You're right. And
Sit
your
on the
windows could
porch.
be open. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you could hear the sound of the wind chimes at night, with the wind blowing them. And
Yeah,
yeah, but they were soothing, they were comforting, they were relaxing. And it's something paranormal about it too. Because you wonder, that's why I was saying sound is a paranormal itself, really,
yeah,
when you think about it, because
definitely.
it can be so powerful that it can make you go mad, But yet it can be so discreet that you can't even hear it
Yeah.
with your human ears,
Yeah.
And it's a pity that we only use what about 25% of our brain. But my brain is too old now, and it contains too much long-term knowledge for me to start practicing trying to hear sounds that 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 the dogs hear, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
sometimes I hear stuff before my dog. But that's because she has become so domestic. She just relaxing out of it, because she know I'm woke. It's like these domesticated dogs. They like if you woke, they gonna be knocked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they feel like well, you on guard now, so I'm getting my nap in, get my good sleep in. But yeah, but I do hear pretty good. As far as sounds around me. Now let me tell you something else that's about paranormal that I was watching. I was watching the movie, the series about witches Mayfair, the Mayfair witches. Okay, the Mayfair witches, and it's a British series. Now, um, the particular character was a witch. She came from a witch family and her ancestors, and she didn't know it. But it just all of a sudden it just came into power on her. Her powers were released one day. Bam! She was like in college, and it just you know. And so you have to imagine there's a lot of people that obtain these psychic and special gifts, and it just hits them all of a sudden, no matter what age. It could be any age, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, the story about this, what I'm trying to get to, is that there are different kinds. Different witches have different specific excellent skills. That one particular skill that they excel in,
Mm-hmm.
and she was a weaver. And so I was watching the series, and when she was learning her craft to craft her spells, she could they was showing the lines, but she was using her hands, using threads of dimensions from different dimensions and their colors. We could see it because they made it for us to be able to see it.
Right.
But what I have noticed, and 'cause when I saw that, I was like, "Is that something that I have?" Because I would say recently, for the past at least 8 or 9 years, right?
Yeah.
I can just be walking straight in the house, anywhere, and even sometimes outside when it feels like it's a spider. I walked into a spider web. Has
Yeah.
that
Me.
ever happened to you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
And
It
so
happened to me a couple of times on the inside.
oh yeah, it happened to me inside, but there's no spider web, right?
Yeah.
So what I found out is those are dimensions that we are touching, but
Oh,
it's their dimensions are so close to us, so close, not open wide enough for us to actually travel through. Now, when you said about this guy using the frequencies, I believe that he opened up a portal in his house, in his room, because sound could probably stretch
that's what
the
it did. Hmm.
dimension,
Yeah.
and he got in there, but then he don't know how to get back.
Now he didn't go in. What he did, he just, but you could look through it and see what was on the other side.
So
Uh,
how did he come up missing if he didn't go in? He had
well,
to go in.
now the government. They may. I haven't heard of them pulling people like that. Um, that figure
Uh,
out things like that or have certain abilities.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah,
They will. They do. Yeah, they have these detectors
yeah.
that can detect paranormal activity,
Mhm.
and people that have the gift for especially if he's a scientist. If
Yeah,
you're a scientist and you saw or somebody or somebody that's fascinated with trying to go to another dimension or opening dimensions, all that stuff is scientific, and so they have detectors for people that's experimenting with that sort of thing. They're gonna make sure that they know where they are,
Yeah.
and they usually know who you are even when they first start experimenting, because normally it's usually somebody that has done a paper, thesis paper on a college thesis paper, or is usually a professor, or a scientist that do these types of experiments on their own. They have their own labs, in their homes, or in their basements and
Yeah.
things like that. Yeah.
Hmm.
But if he came up missing, you're right. The government probably
Yeah, that's usually what
they
happens.
want him. They want him to work for them,
Yeah.
since he was able to do that. See,
And they definitely don't want it, for him to learn other people how to do it. Uh,
exactly,
you become
exactly.
you could either become a for good or for bad, however they want to deem you.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, if you get that far, you can just write yourself off of Earth. You're gonna disappear.
Pretty much, yeah.
But I'm glad that I'm not the only one that has experienced like walking.
Oh
Feel
yeah,
like you walked into a spider web
yeah,
across your face.
yeah,
Yeah. And that's where I learned that from. Actually, is from watching that series, because when you watch these series about paranormal activity, or spells, or aliens, or witches, that some of that material is true, and because they put it in the movie and make it believable, and some of it is, all of it's not fiction. Some of it is nonfiction.
yeah. What was the other thing? Oh, deja vu. They say it's a glitch.
And time,
It's a glitch in the matrix. Yeah. When you feel like you've done something before, you've been
yeah,
there before,
and the going,
in
yeah,
the exact same thing. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Well, we just always, back in our day, just wrote it off as we lived before.
yeah,
And I still believe that all of us have lived before,
yeah,
and that we're just recycles
yeah,
of our ancestors, who people that we call now our ancestors.
yeah,
It was actually us,
yeah,
right? It
yeah,
was actually us,
yeah.
because
Every
time repeats itself.
yeah.
So oh, that was my other article that I lost. It was about leap year.
Mm,
Leap year. Let me see. I might get find it, and it was telling about how the Earth. Um, Let me see if I can find it right quick. Ah, it was about leap year. Okay, let me see what's it. Was it here? Yep, that was it. Hold on, I'm finna. There. I'm gonna bring this up, y'all. About it was some Naples Daily News. Here it goes. I'm so glad I found this. Naples Daily News. It's about leap year, because tomorrow we're gonna have a leap year, and paranormal events are known to happen on a leap year, because leap years only come once every 4 years. All right. So this is the explanation that they gave as to why we have a leap year. And it's very interesting. And that's what I find so paranormal about it. Okay, let me see if I can make it larger. Now this one is getting actually larger. Okay. Can you see it, Tim?
yeah, a little bit.
All right. Well, you need glasses. All right, so this is from the Naples Daily News. Why do we add an extra day to the calendar? So it says a typical calendar actually normally has 365 days, which is about how long it takes the Earth to circle the sun. but that is a rounded number. It's not rounded because five is an odd number, so that's the first lie. Okay, it's, uh, it's not a rounded number. 365 is not a rounded number because it ends in five. You can only have rounded numbers when they end in two, four, six, eight, and zero. Okay, so that's the first lie. Now this is what I find paranormal about it. It says actually it takes the Earth 365.242 days. See, I was right. It said we could go longer, but you get the point. To orbit the sun comes 365 days, 5 hours, 48 minutes, and 56 seconds. In case you're counting. So if we didn't slip in a leap day occasionally, it says the seasons as we know them would shift. And it say it would be annoying, if not devastating, because over a period of about 700 years or 700 summers, we have come to expect June in the northern hemisphere. It would occur in December. Now, here's the paranormal twist about that, and that is, I've often heard um, debates on when Jesus was born. Jesus the Savior was born. We celebrate it in December, but in the that would be the Eastern Hemisphere. It could have actually been June, and the debate is that some um, theologists and historians say that Jesus Christ was actually born in June and not in December. So, and it says here that if we did not put in an extra day over a period of 700 years in the northern hemisphere, uh, summer would begin in December, the month of June, rather. And guess who says that? The National Air and Space Museum. But they say adding a day every 4 years doesn't really solve the problem of drifting season. Hold on. Here comes some more rounding. By adding a leap day every 4 years, we actually make the calendar longer by over 44 minutes. Over time, these extra 44 plus minutes will also cause the seasons to drift in our calendar. For this reason, not every 4 years is a leap year. Now, I found that to be very paranormal. Um, because have you ever heard the debate about when they said Jesus was born, that it was born in June, and some say it was born in December, different months in which he was born? You muted yourself. Let me unmute you. Okay, I unmuted you. Different months in which they
Yeah.
say born. And the reason, so now we know the reason for that because it had to do with what? It had to do with what they now know it. They're calling it science, but is it paranormal activity? Because 365 days a year is not a round number, and they didn't count 365 days a year back then anyway. 2,000 years ago, come on, really? They used
Yeah. Yeah, but you also had to look at it. We're the only species that uses time.
well, you're right, Tim. That's a good point.
Time and space don't
that's,
exist to other
that's a
species.
really good point there because animals don't use time,
No,
do they?
no.
But they use it, but they use it in a different way. They know the difference between night and day.
They do, as well as they know the seasons.
They know the season because right now, my little doggy is getting on my nerves because she is shedding her winter coat. Their bodies change with the season, even when we domesticate them in the house.
Yeah.
Their bodies, their fur coats start shedding around about this time of year, and Wills keeps shedding until summer. And I've got hair everywhere, got a vacuum every day, and then in the fall, it'll start back thickening up.
Yeah.
Even though she's a domesticated dog, their bodies know the seasons. So
Yeah,
that's kind of paranormal there.
yeah. It's. I believe it's a gift that they're born with. Just like if you ever seen a giraffe have a baby giraffe, that baby giraffe instantly starts walking.
I know, right, Tim? That's a
Yeah,
really good point.
yeah. It instantly start walking. They ain't never walked before in his life,
And
but it
that's the
starts walking.
only species that does that, right?
It's one more.
Penguin.
It's one
Penguins?
more. I can't remember.
Is it the penguin?
No, I don't think it's penguin. This is a land. That's a land. I think it's about three or four of them. Uh,
Land animals only?
the horses do that too. The mare,
Horses. Yeah, you're right. Horses
yeah,
do that.
they start walking immediately.
What about cows?
I think so. A
Yeah.
calf. Mm-hmm.
So, what is it about their legs? Their legs are similar, aren't they? Horses, cows, giraffe. Is it the
Yeah, I
legs?
would say they're labeled as hoofed animals.
Hoofed animals. You're right.
Yeah,
But pigs are hoofed animals too, but they don't. Their
not
babies don't start walking.
not to my knowledge,
Yeah. And
but that's
paranormally,
swine.
yeah, time paranormally, according to lots of religions, people are not supposed to eat swine
Yeah,
because swine is considered nasty. And but could it be a paranormal reason as to they don't stand up and walk?
well, they say that's the nastiest animal, but I could have swore I've seen a couple that's even nastier than that. So
Probably so, but I don't care. It's still good because I roasted a pork shoulder today.
yeah, yeah,
just got, just had me some pork, okay?
yeah, yeah. That's one of the reasons I could never become Muslim.
Yeah, yeah, I tell you, Joe, it's hard once you get used to it, and then you want to come off of it. Um, yeah, the reason why I had to get a roast pork today, and that I baked the pork roast is because you can't afford a roast beef.
So can't
Uh, you know,
they
a
20 and 30 pounds?
shoulder. You can't afford a roast beef shoulder anymore. That's almost a car payment,
Yeah,
insurance car payment. You know what I'm saying?
$30
I
and
mean, it's a
up.
payment on something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And so people just don't have that beef money anymore. Um, and and they have to keep that pork cheap because why? It's plenty of supply, so they have to keep it cheap.
yeah,
Um, yeah, because when the one thing about the pig is when the calf have a baby, they only got one gonna have one baby. But when a pig have a baby, say it could be a whole
yeah,
lot of little of 'em.
yeah,
Yeah, and that's paranormally what weird, isn't it? Why
it
can't a
is.
cow have? Why can't a cow have more than one baby? Why can't a horse have more than one baby?
That's how they born. That's how they.
I mean, even our species can have more than one baby. We have twins. We
Yeah,
have triplets.
I
Isn't
don't
that
know.
weird? Dogs, cats.
I don't know.
That's a lot of paranormal questions to ask. I mean, I'm sure they got a scientific reason for it, but
I've never heard one.
I
But
never heard one. Did anybody ever ask the question? Only us on Pearl's Paranormal would ask that question, right? As to why are these species so much different than when it seemed like they should be a lot the same, right?
yeah,
So we are up on 59 minutes and 58 seconds live. We still have 100. We have more of you, 166 with you with us. Thank y'all for sticking and staying with us. We hope that we touched on some interesting topics for you. Don't forget your leap year day is tomorrow. Let's look for some paranormal activity. Tim, be on the lookout for paranormal activity. Audience, be on the lookout for paranormal activity because it is uh, kind of historical. You could say in a sense that
Yeah.
it's a good day for paranormal activity happen because the Earth is actually what 44 minutes longer in
Yeah.
its orbit tomorrow. Okay,
Okay.
so let's check that out and see what happens. I'll be on the lookout. Well, I know I gotta go for a doctor's appointment. Ain't nothing paranormal about that.
Mm,
It is because I really don't. In a way, it is because I don't want to go. I don't feel like going, but I gotta go.
yeah.
All right. Well, Tim, close the comments.
Great show. A lot of good information. I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I gotta get on them bells though. That I
Yeah.
think out of all of the topics that we covered tonight,
The
you
bells.
you you hit the nail on the head when you said about them bells.
Yeah.
It's something about these bells,
It
and
is.
yeah, and even when like in Game of Thrones,
Yeah.
it was like ring the church bell for peace. The bell was for peace. So bell was for healing.
Yeah.
Bell was for good things, and so it's something about those bells, paranormally about those bells that we just got to investigate more into. As a matter of fact, I'll put it on my list of things to do.
All
But
right.
all right, so let's give everybody a round of applause. Thank y'all for staying with us. Thank you, Tim, for coming in when nobody else did tonight. He's my right hand guy and every beat of my heart. Heartbeat of the South, y'all. We love him, don't we?
All right.
Uh, all right, that's our time, y'all. Good night. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Pearls Politics, we got some new headlines. I know y'all seen them, right?
Yeah.
I voted on Monday. No, Tuesday. Yesterday. Was it yesterday? What's today? Wednesday?
Yeah.
Yeah. I voted yesterday. I posted my picture. So I voted. And it is important to vote. What's the use of complaining if you don't vote, right? All right. Because if you vote, you got a voice. All
All
right.
right.
All right, let's go. We'll see y'all tomorrow night. Bye. Good night.